Hi, everybody. I guess I'm entering the show now. Welcome to Unscripted Gaming. My name is Mike, joined by my co-hosts Ray and Josh. How are we, gentlemen?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
That's right.
You know,
folks.
Just living the dream over here.
Oh, yeah. Great time.
All right, so
great.
let's go ahead and get started.
Mike, I really thought you had something there. I thought there was a bit getting ready to happen, but you let me down, buddy.
How dare you?
I sure did. Games that we're playing.
That's not the first time, not the last time. You know.
I think we're all playing Hades.
Indeed, we are.
Yeah,
we're remiss to say. Okay,
so we've been playing a lot of Hades. I don't know about you guys. I really like this game. I think this game is probably going to be my game of the year unless something really surprising happens. But I think I just hit. I think I just got there's the ending and then there's like an epilogue, like kind of second ending thing you can get. I just got that last night, and I'm on like run 101.
Jesus,
102 something.
That's impressive.
I really like that game.
I'm on run 25, and I got ending. I got the first thing that you get when you clear the game once. And spoiler alert: the game says, "Okay, now keep going to go clear the game."
Keep going. Yeah. I think I'm around 20 runs or so. I'm not 100% sure how many I've done. I have been to Hades. I was defeated narrowly. But we're getting there. I feel like, I'm personally speaking, every run I get just like a little bit better, or I'm figuring things out. Like, basically now I feel pretty confident getting to the third world. I feel like getting to Elysium is pretty inconsequential for the most part. Like, there's a couple rooms in each area that kind of give you a little bit of hassle, but for the most part, I feel like you can almost go through Tartarus without getting hit, after your first 15 runs or so.
Oh man, there's the mini boss section of Tartarus where it's split up and there's like a 4-way section of lava. I'm like, I'm just gonna take damage in this room. I'm just gonna make peace with that.
Yeah,
it's purposely not fair.
Yeah, the Tartarus mini boss where they're just like the collection of skulls, and then an asphodel when it's like all those armored witches. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna take a quarter to half head damage here, and that's just what it is. And I hope I get a fountain afterwards.
That's the one where you gotta have like the Athena dash, because then you can just like spam the dash back and forth and just reflect all the projectiles back.
Yeah,
and that room is super easy.
That's what I meant, Josh. Yeah, the room you described is exactly what I meant.
Yeah, an asphodel.
Yeah. I like I said, I'm really enjoying that game. I think the art is still super great. I think I've honestly I've played a lot of this game, and some of the dialogue has like I've kind of completed some side plots.
Yeah,
that come up with some characters. I've completed a lot of those, and even then, I don't think I've had a line repeat. Like, the lines are definitely getting like simplified now that I've kind of finished a lot of the key dialogue for those characters. But
I'm still not repeating things.
Yeah, and like I've gotten to there's some really funny stuff they do with Theseus and Asterius. Like, because Asterius is so cool, and you're like, yo, this guy's cool. And then you meet Theseus, and he sucks so bad.
I hate Theseus.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
Theseus is the worst.
How dare you, sir?
And they do so. I won't give it away, but like they do some hilarious stuff with Theseus and Asterius, and he's like, "Hey, King, we got this." Asterius is so male positivity. We love this male bold positivity, folks. We love
obviously. I will say though, you know what? I appreciate the gods and goddesses for giving me boons throughout the game, but also fuck them for helping Theseus.
Yeah, the first time I was in Elysium, Theseus says, "I call upon the gods," and I saw Athena helping him. Like, yo, that's not cool. That's not
wait, that's illegal.
That's not all right. And I like instantly lost. I was like, okay, I thought I had a pattern down. That was like one of my runs before I did a one clear. I'm happy about that one clear. I feel like once you get that one under your belt, the rest of the game, for a lot of different reasons, becomes a lot more palatable. Like you start unlocking the ability to like, okay, I can make the run slightly harder, but I get a lot of bonuses when I do that.
Yeah.
Also, it starts unlocking more of the things in your mirror. No, you can actually get the keys to those, but it becomes a lot easier to start unlocking those.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten a clear yet, and I've only, I've unlocked everything but like the bottom 2 slots on my mirror. So I feel, there have been a couple times where I've actually gone to the whoever it is in that bar area in the house and gotten some pretty good, those limited time trades and got some extra
so
materials.
Really
but now you don't have to tell me if this is too spoilery, but I assume after the first clear, that's when you get the opportunity to like modify and upgrade weapons.
You can modify your weapons right now, actually.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly when it starts, but I think probably after the first run is when they're like, "Hey, look at reveal the weapon," and then you kind of see the different forms that you can unlock of it, where you spend the Titan blood.
So what you have to do to start spending Titan blood is one, have you, Josh, and I won't tell you the name of it, but it's a machine gun.
Yes, I do have the gun.
Okay, cool. Have you used every single weapon in a run yet?
Yes, I believe so. I don't
double check that.
I haven't beaten the first. I haven't beaten like one of the Furies with every single weapon yet, but I know I've used everything at least once.
Okay, beat all the Furies with every weapon. That's kind of what I meant.
Okay.
And so long as every weapon is unlocked, you've used it, then they start saying, okay, now you can start like playing around and unlocking the stuff with the Titan blood.
That makes sense.
Be very careful with what you pick, because you can't start unlocking more Titan blood until you complete a run. They're like, okay, so you've got like your 6 Titan blood, use it wisely. And I'm not gonna lie, I threw it all into the machine gun because I'm like, Hades is getting it now. And there's something satisfying where Hades is like,
I think they did a really good job of like balancing this game, because I feel like I've had really OP and like really fun runs with each one of the weapons. Like I had a super great gun build the other day, that has like the special bombs that like carpet they're like shoot like 5 bombs. They do like reduced damage, but like if I'm just looking to like stack damage over time effects, it's super great for that.
See, I like the big bomb in the gun.
Big bomb's pretty fun too.
That like it shoots it up and does like 500 damage on a huge radius, but it also can damage you. So, but if you have anything that reflects, you can dodge as it's coming down and reflect the damage back. I don't know if it actually damaged. Yeah, so like, get up in there. That was actually the build I had for my almost completed Hades run, was the bomb, which I used to spam Theseus the fuck out with.
I had the on my one clear, I had the cluster bomb that Mike was talking about. There's something so when you're just like Theseus just like caught behind a pillar and you're just cluster bombing all over the pillar, and there's not a goddamn thing he can do about it.
Yeah, like I've had super OP runs with the gun. I think my favorite weapon are the there's like a version of the fist that like the special attack pulls enemies closer to you. And so it has a really long range, so you can pull someone like who a lot farther than you think you can.
Yeah,
and you just can go nuts on people and like with a couple of the right.
I feel like the only weapon I've so far not felt comfortable with or enjoyed using is the shield, but other than that, I have used like if the weapon says like, oh hey, this is the one that's going to give you plus 20% darkness, I'm like, great, let's do it, because I can, I feel comfortable and I know I'm going to get good stuff with everything.
Yeah, like I had a run, like I was not a huge fan of the bow, but like just yesterday I had, or I think it was like a Friday, I had a run with the bow that I quite literally I could have killed Hades in 10 seconds flat, if there weren't like parts of the fight where he's immune.
Yeah.
Like I just it had just an insane like nuclear damage capacity that I was just like cackling of just like how much of a joke I turned the fight into. You know, it wasn't
hate
packed
the
of punishment,
shield.
Hades, but you know, it was.
I think every weapon has its like benefits, but I too am like, man, the shield is. I had a run last night where I got Hades in his second form. Spoiler alert for people listening: there are two forms to the Hades fight.
2 forms.
And yeah, that caught me the first time I fought him because I'm like, all right, whoo, got him. Whoo, we could dust off, and all of a sudden he gets back up, and Zagreus says like a pithy line, like, oh, of course.
It's so good. It's so really funny. Yeah, Ray,
The
what
shield
if I
sucks though.
what if I told you that in the part of the Pact of Punishment, there's a feature you can turn on to make all the bosses harder?
I saw
which is
that one.
so it's something I recommend doing because for Theseus and Asterius, it's really funny. But you have to buy you have to unlock like buy it from the house contractor for the one for the Hades fight. And if you think a secret second health bar is funny, let me tell you that there's actually something that's a little bit funnier than that.
Is it okay? Is it anything like Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, where the final boss has a collective 7 health bars?
It's not 7. It's 3.
Okay, I can tolerate 3 on the final boss. I'm
I'm so
still
mad.
still pissed off that Sekiro has a 7 health bar boss. That's so just.
That's brutal.
That's impressive. That's horrible.
Don't get me wrong. The first 2 are pretty easy, and when you get the pattern down, but the other 5 is just like, oh. I cheesed them. I'm not gonna lie. I would run away, hit him real quick, then run away, hit him real quick. It took me an hour. I don't care. I got the W. I don't even give a fuck.
Wow. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be done.
You know what matters at the end? The W. I don't
dub.
even want.
Secured the dub, folks.
It makes me feel bad when you see someone do something like really well in Hades, and you're just like, I wish that were me, but it's not me because I'm.
God,
not
I
that-
wish that were me.
Exactly. I think all the weapons. I think I agree with Mike completely. All the weapons except the shield are really good. I can't. No, there's no credit I can give to the shield. It's like, yeah, you could stand still and block attacks. That doesn't work on bosses.
There's a well, it does work on bosses. But, there's like an aspect of the shield where you like throw it out, and instead of like ricocheting off people, it just kind of like hovers and does like continuous damage, and then will eventually come back to you. And you can honestly just let it chase you around the room, and with certain builds, you can just like let it keep
Just nuke
triggering.
everybody. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a really good one for like.
That sounds like that sounds good for the Bone Hydra fight. Just like
yeah, it's a really
doing a circle around.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good one because like it's really fun when you say, for example, you have Zeus lightning bolt on your special, and then any lightning damage you do jolts people, so they take a status effect, and then your dash is like the Dionysus dash, which poisons people. And then you have that mirror thing where it's like anybody that has 2 status curses takes 40% more damage.
Yeah.
And so your shield is chasing you, like pinging lightning off of everybody it touches, cursing them. And then you've also dashed through them with your poison. Like, and you could just throw out your shield once and just dash, and you'll like clear entire rooms like that.
Okay.
Like,
You know what?
The game
Saying
does
that
get a lot easier. Once you do. I can't stress enough. Once you do one run, the game starts melting away its difficulty, and they actually unlock a thing where you have to make the game harder to get the challenge back, which is fine, which is cool.
But it also, I think it played, that also plays into the narrative of like, you as Zagreus getting better and getting closer to the goal of escaping the underworld. So like, there's a part of me that understands like, if it kept being the same level of difficulty, it kind of wouldn't fit in this narrative of like, I'm getting closer to, rising up against my father, without making the game, just while making the game a lot more frustrating and a lot less engaging. Because also, if that's the case, then you're going to die all the time, and then you have to write more dialogue and try and make it actually interesting. Yeah. So I think
it also kind of fits Hades' like temperament of like, you get out once, and he's like, listen here, you little shit. You got lucky. Now
No,
you have
the very, very first time Hades acts like the fight didn't happen. He's such a dick about it. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing back? Don't you know how late it is?" And Zacharias, and I'm gonna kind of quote verbatim, "Excuse me, I just beat you in single one-on-one combat. You're gonna act like that didn't even happen?" He's like, "I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about." I'm not gonna give it away
Very
to the
good.
rest of the lines, but it's just the writing in that game is beautiful.
really
Yeah,
good.
the-
Josh,
this-
you were gonna say something earlier. Sorry.
I don't remember
About about like the shield and the
Oh,
build I was talking about.
you've convinced me that I need to try the shield again because that sounds freaking incredible.
It's when you get the unlocks for it, yeah.
Yeah, but this game, like, it is easy to sometimes write off roguelikes, it's just like, oh, hey, they've put some stuff together, but like, it is so intentionally crafted across all aspects that makes it incredible. Like, the artwork, the dialogue, the characters, everything about it is such a nice tight package. It is phenomenal.
Music too. Music's great.
Yes, the music's great.
There was oh yeah, Josh, you haven't gotten it yet, but there's one more goddess that Josh hasn't unlocked. She has to do with seasons. I know Mike knows who I'm talking about.
Mhm.
She's my favorite because her castability is just that's how I every time I
that
did
thing is wicked, man. It's like
so
you get the
awesome.
tracking and they do a ton of damage.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially if you get them with chill and then you stack a couple of Dionysus's hangover effect, then you're just like, well, there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and beat the game right here now.
There's one that it's a lot of the duos are like where builds get really crazy and really fun.
Mhm.
She has a build with I think you have. I can't remember exactly what the prerequisite is for it because you have to have like the right boons to get certain duos to show up because they modify abilities in certain ways. Yada yada yada. But I think if you have the Poseidon cast, which is just like it's like a little dart that just knocks back everybody when it hits, and does damage with that.
Yeah.
If you have like if you get a duo with Poseidon and Demeter, the cast is like really slow, but it just spawns a bunch of like those like winter whirlwind things that her call power is. It just spawns a bunch of those along the path of the projectile. It can rupture and it can chill. So like you get 2 debuffs on one cast and just like bomb it towards a bunch of guys. It's amazing.
I think my favorite is stacking up, and you get. I'm not gonna say her name because that's a spoiler for Josh. But when you see this goddess, it instantly became my favorite one. I always go for this one now, and she shows up later, and I can understand why this one is an unlock because those powers are great. But I like to get those. And
Is she chilly or is this somebody else?
Okay, she's chilling. Okay, it's Demeter.
Okay, yeah, I got her already.
Her cast is what we're talking about, and I was talking about how her cast is I think undebatably the best cast power in the game. You guys are welcome to disagree with me.
I haven't gotten her cast
definitely
yet,
one
so
of the
I don't know.
stronger ones, I think. Like, I guess kind of one last thing I want to say. Like, I think I might have mentioned this last time, but just like again, I've played a ton of this, and I really feel like, and with like they did a really great job, like between the mirror upgrades and they just did a really good job balancing because I feel like I can put together a build that will get that I will clear Hades with starting with pretty much any boon. Like I feel like they really give you a lot of. I mean, they kind of with the relics, they give you a way to kind of pick who you get. But if you have one that's just if you kind of roll with just what randomly shows up, I feel like I never feel like I'm frustrated by like, oh, I really need Hades to show up or else I'm screwed. I feel like they've done a really great job with like the boons and their balance between the different gods, such that you can always put together some kind of loadout that like they do a really good job of always kind of like letting you surprise yourself with like I wouldn't have thought of doing like a nuclear DPS high crit build with the bow.
But here we are.
But that's what happened, and this is way better than I could have possibly imagined. So I think that's all I got on Hades for now. But that game is super good.
I didn't expect this W in 2020, but here we are.
But here we are.
Yeah, I the last thing I'll say is I did get a chance to play it on my actual like 55-inch TV rather than just on the handheld, and boy, even blown up, that game is mighty pretty. So
The colors are so
they're so
good.
I got an issue. Maybe you guys that play it handheld mode can relate. Sometimes my my buttons on my right side do not register, and I don't know if that's a glitch or a bug, or if my first generation Switch is starting to show its age or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't personally seen anything like that. I get a bit of a chug sometimes.
Yeah,
when
I do
you've
get a
got
little
lot
bit of a
effects
chug.
going on. but-
Sometimes my hand starts to get cramped, but no issues with the buttons not responding to anything.
Normally the game is like 60 frames per second, but yeah, if you're purposely loading the game with cluster bobs, casts that are shooting lasers, and a bunch of other like cloud effects doing DPS, yeah, that's on me that the game just dropped to 15 seconds, and I love it.
yeah,
That's my fault.
that means it's working.
The enemies are having to deal with this screen full of damage.
It's like I have to do math of 5 different debuffs being applied simultaneously. Oh god!
Okay, the only thing I want to leave on for Hades is not a spoiler, but a spoiler, and it's, oh, that's just a tiny vermin. Okay, I'm just gonna leave on that. When I encountered that, I was like,
You
yeah,
big man. That's
Oh,
a little.
no.
Oh,
All right.
oh no.
What gentlemen, what else have we been playing? I know we've all been
So,
playing Star
We've been
Wars
playing a lot of
Squadrons.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and that game is for $40, you can't go wrong. That game is just great. I've been
It's,
told.
Yeah, like I am not a huge historically I haven't played like a lot of I guess like dog fighting type games, or like I never really looked into like Ace Combat. I'd say like the last like kind of flight combat arcadey combat game I really played was like Crimson Skies, like way back when
Yeah.
Took it back to the Xbox.
when they're like, what if Henry Ford invented the airplane instead of the automobile? And, which is it's fun. I like it. But man, sometimes like I've Squadrons is pretty fun. Just it's really cool when it is really good. Like I don't have a ton of time in it, but sometimes it feels like it didn't take that long for me to be like chasing a TIE fighter through an asteroid field, like barrel rolling around a meteor and then like just blasting him, and then like doing some sick drift to do like a run on like the Corvette. And it when you pull off the stuff like that, it's just like damn, my life a movie. Like it feels really good.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
I haven't done it continuously, and I think I've mentioned before in a previous podcast, you can start doing the drift like Poe Dameron does in The Last Jedi, which is one of the best parts in that entire clusterfuck of a movie. We're not getting into The Last Jedi debate. We're not doing
Now
it
we
right
don't have time to unpack all that.
No, but I am saying that's one of the coolest scenes, and you could do that in
Yes.
the game, but actually doing it skillfully, shockingly, requires a lot of skill and like awareness and presence. Because I've done that and crashed into an asteroid like an idiot, or just like, I got you now, slam, and cost my team, which Josh and Mike happen to be on, where I will sometimes say over the comms, you guys didn't see that. That didn't happen.
Strike that from the record.
I'm just gonna respond back at the mothership. Nothing happened.
I'm pretty sure there's an oil slick out in the space area that caused me to slip and crash.
Like, oh no, I got hit by an ion bomb. Oh no.
Oh no,
Okay,
guys! I'm
crash
mashing all the
meteor
buttons
with
and
it.
it's not working.
Oh, no.
But that game is great. I am disappointed that my boys over here have been trying to buy the HOTAS setup for it, and due to Microsoft Flight Simulator and this game. There's some other games, honestly, that have come out, like the improvements of No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous, and whatnot. There are no
Yeah, Flight
HOTASes out
6 were
there.
like out.
Yeah, people are
I
selling
mean,
them
I
like
honestly might just stick with the controller because I feel like I've kind of learned the setup. It's a little I don't know if I have the perfect control setup, but I think it works okay.
Yeah, I think I've gotten the
But
controller where I want it, but I think that if someday a HOTAS becomes available again and is a reasonable price, I think it would be nice to have dedicated thrust control and then everything else be on the stick, because I do feel like sometimes the way I'm moving, I'm not getting enough granularity with where I want the throttle. But that being said, the controller is pretty good for the most part in controlling your ship and conducting. You know, I feel like I'm able to zip through those asteroids and chase people down pretty effectively.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and as we learned the other day, you don't really need to have a HOTAS when you just go with a TIE bomber, go max ship DPS,
Go max
and
max
just park
tank
behind
damage.
the Corvettes and just go nuclear and go get 100,000 capital ship damage, 0 fighters shot down, and your team fucking smokes the other team. You don't need a HOTAS to do that.
I've been
It's
playing
true.
a lot of A-Wing, and I'm just, since it's one of the interceptor craft, just going around while everyone's like attacking a capital ship. Like, yeah, you guys keep doing that. I'm gonna be bobbing and weaving and killing all the dudes, and that's an effective strategy. Like the game respects that everyone has their role to play.
Yeah, I kind of like. I think from like what I've picked up, I think the specialization is really, because the X-wing can kind of do some ship damage, can kind of do some dog fighting, but it really feels like it behooves you and for you and your team to like, okay, you guys need to go Y-wing and or TIE bomber and focus on the ships, and we need people in the fighters, and it feels like if you I guess like in my experience like I don't know if I feel like I've had better success kind of either going on like A wing or Y wing versus
Mhm.
trying to do both in like the X wing.
Mm.
But maybe that's
Yeah.
just me. I don't know.
No, specializing is totally a respectable tactic. There's from time to time when I play the U-Wing or the Reaper, depending on the side we're on, where it's just you're supposed to be out there healing people, or like if you're really smart, you equip the ion lasers and you're helping people get the kills and you get the assists. And that's fine. You're not gonna like be the top of the board, but you're out there making sure your team wins.
Yeah, and
So
it's nice that it feels like it's, sorry, they did a good job, I think, of thinking about how a cohesive strategy can like work as a team, and it feels really rewarding, like when you show up for your bombing run like just as the other guy gets the shields down and someone else like gets the fighters off your back, and you could just
Or
like
you realize, we've already done, 20% damage to the enemy capital ship, and they're just getting their first offensive opportunity on your frigates. Like when you kind of worked as that cohesive squad to keep the pressure on and keep the morale in your favor, so you can just max damage and really make the most effective time in your attack phase, it feels
Mhm.
really good. And it also, I think that also lends into swapping back into an attack phase pretty quickly when you're focused and you're specialized and you do what you need to do to get the game to swing back in your favor.
Yeah. Also, the sound is good. It has all the Star Wars sounds
Yeah.
that you like, and I like the pew pew. I like that.
Yep. Honestly, I don't know that I will ever play the single player. Like I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm getting everything I want out of this game in the dogfights and the
Yeah.
fleet battles. I don't
the
need to
best
go play the story. I'm getting what I need to out of it. I'm having a good time. It's got the sounds. It's got the familiar sights that I'm looking for. It feels great. They're. I appreciate this game as it is focused on doing one thing particularly well, and that is the Star Wars universe ship-to-ship combat.
I just finished the single player because I took a break from the single player for obviously like a week or two because I was playing multiplayer with you guys. but I finished the very last mission I was stuck on and I wasn't stuck on it. I just wasn't playing it. But it is the best way to play the single player is you haven't touched the multiplayer yet, because all the single player is it's getting you 100% prepped up for the multiplayer. One of the last missions in the game is you leading the assault on a Star Destroyer, which is something you do constantly in the multiplayer.
Yep.
So, oh, and there's a very much Star Fox-esque escape sequence. I'm not going to give it away, but it's like 100% on the Star Fox 64 escape sequence.
Hooray.
Believe in yourself, Fox. It's good. It's
Dad?
fine. Yeah, there's... Actually, you know what? I'm going to spoil it. I am going to spoil it. If you're...
I'm not
skip
gonna
to
play
like
it,
2
so.
minutes ahead. There's a character that you 100% believe is dead because he crashed into a ship and his ship was on fire, and there's now a hole in the ship where he was. He appears out of nowhere in the very last mission, engine on fire. It says, "Follow me, I'll lead us out of this explosion." And the character's name is Lyndon. They're like, "Lyndon, you're alive?" He's like, "Yes, follow me through this asteroid belt." And there's fires going around behind your screen, and I'm like, I played this game.
I played this game 20 years ago.
Andros.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
I've absolutely played this sequence before, and yes, you have to be at full boost the entire time, and there's music playing, and it's all epic. I'm like, this isn't even Star Wars. Granted, to be fair, Star Wars did it first with their escape sequence in, what is it, Return of the Jedi?
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Star Wars did it first, and they're aping it back, but I don't know. It feels a little bit too trite now, and that's weird to say. Yeah, you don't need to play the single player. It's there. It's fine. It's cool for anyone.
Yeah, I feel like playing multiplayer, I've already gotten enough, I got all the dogfighting experience I needed, because you kind of have to get good. So, yeah, Star Wars Squadrons, fun game. $40 was the correct price point for that game. You know, I don't know if they haven't really announced any content plans of like adding anything to it. It would be cool. Oh, have they?
Yes, and their content plan is we're not doing any. EA, they've been very open about the development of this game. EA they approved their prototype of what this game was going to be 2 years ago after they released the flight mode in Battlefront 2. They said, okay, this prototype looks good. You're getting exactly enough money to make this game. We're going to market it, but if you guys are going to not put any microtransactions in it, we're giving you 0 time to support it beyond patch updates. Like, you can fix the bugs. You can't add anything else to this game. And it's like, I
can live with that.
I get it. This is 100% what I was looking for in a Star Wars flight game, though. So it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the player base sticks around and like there are people to matchmake with going on for, X amount of months, years, like I could see myself coming back to, it's not something I'm going to play every single day, but I definitely see like after the initial, like, okay, hey, we haven't done a dogfight in a week or two. Let's fire up Squadrons and get on out there.
I feel bad that like my first instinct is like, why no more game? Meh. But like, it is kind of crazy that a Star Wars game from EA does not have any
microtransactions.
I mean, not even like microtransactions, but like even just like additional content, like, just drop in the future. Like that's it's just weird that a game with this pedigree just doesn't have that. Like it's kind of cool in a lot of ways. It's just, and I understand like it's.
Fallen Order didn't have microtransactions, and that's a Metroidvania game. It's a really good one too. Highly advise everyone give it a shot. Play the PC version. Don't be like me and play the base PS4 version. It's rough in some parts, but yeah, it does not get to 45 frames a second, and that's a game that it's very Dark Souls like, where there's parry windows. And I feel you need to lock your frame rates if you're going to expect me to do correct parries. I don't know. That's my thought.
That's fair.
Lock at the 30 or lock at the 60. One of the two. You can't
pick
have
one.
Unlocked. Yeah. There is one negative I wanted to give to Squadrons, and this is like my only negative, and we've encountered it a couple times. when that matchmaking poops the bed and you're a level like 13, rank 13 pilot going up against level what was it, 38 at one time, you feel like that scene in The Force Awakens where Poe drops 9 TIE fighters in 5 seconds. How does it feel to be that TIE fighter? Or you're just like, oh no, everyone, we're getting owned constantly.
Oh no.
That's my only negative. That's a feel bad match when that happens. On that, yeah, great.
I will say that Mike has been playing just this weekend the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War beta
Is that the
went
whole title
live.
for the game?
Uh
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
I think their main it's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I think they mainly
Wow.
just want you to say Black Ops Cold War, but
Okay, fair enough. That's just a lot of titles.
oh yes, it's quite a lot.
I guess it's about the same amount as Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone, which is
Yeah.
how milquetoast have we gotten with the names of these titles? It works.
Oh
though.
yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Tell us about it.
Well, I would say it's I should have been capturing some footage from it actually.
You know you're going to play it again later. Go ahead and
Yeah,
just
exactly.
fix that.
But I've been playing a good bit of Modern Warfare lately. And I would say that I think as a comparison, at least I know this is just a beta version, so they'll probably kind of expand on it a bit in the full release. But right now it feels like that in terms of like the weapon customization and just kind of the perks and loadout type stuff options you have, it's a bit more streamlined in terms of like there's not as quite as many options or unlocks. But also in just that like the modifications on a weapon feel I just feel a little bit more streamlined. Like I don't want to just say it's like, oh, it's worse, but like it just I think altogether it kind of feels like a little bit more of an arcadey kind of Call of Duty experience compared to yes, Modern Warfare is an arcadey game too in a lot of ways, but like it's not a sim. But it's like that kind of relative type thing. It's like Black Ops feels a lot more kind of jump in and actiony than kind of the more careful kind of action of Modern Warfare in a lot of ways. Like in Modern Warfare, I don't really find a lot of success with like sliding, jumping, and stuff like that. And it feels like in Black Ops that stuff kind of works. Like your slide has a little bit more distance. Feels like you can get away with with a couple of upgrades. Feels like you can really get away with a lot more kind of hip fire, run and gun type tactics, which it feels fun. I don't think just the I don't know if I love like the sound, like the feel just isn't quite there compared to like the guns in Modern Warfare feel really good. Like the sound is really nice. I mean they're pretty solid in Black Ops, but I don't think they quite stack up to the Modern Warfare design of that.
I mean, so Black Ops is probably going for an older feel aesthetic, so probably they sound maybe more like maybe not as clean, not as freshly oiled, maybe a little bit more rustic sounding. Not too much. It's not World War II.
I mean,
weaponry.
I guess like not in terms of the just like the historical side of it. It's more just like when you shoot a gun in Modern Warfare, it has like this like good loud crack and it feels powerful like when you shoot a gun in Modern Warfare in a way that's like, whoa, okay. Like the sound design is just really, really good. You can tell that they worked really hard to do that. And it just doesn't quite have that same oomph in Black Ops. Like I can't articulate it, but I think if you play one and then play the other back to back, I think you would just try the same weapon in one and the other. And
could you even do that? I know the weapon differences. Well, probably the AK.
there's a couple of weapons that hold on, like MP5.
Okay,
M4.
the Kalashnikov is forever.
Yeah, my girl.
Wait, there's an M4 in Black
Yeah.
Ops Cold War?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, fair.
I don't know anything, Gray. I like, me like video game with gun. I don't actually know anything about guns.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, like just the the Modern Warfare AK like has some. It feels like it has a little bit more personality because that thing kicks like a mother bleeper in Modern Warfare, and it feels like it sounds powerful to kind of justify that. And in Black Ops, it kind of just feels like another assault, like another rifle. Um, so I think just in general, Josh, we're talking about Black Ops.
I figured.
And kind of like I think I've said, it's I've enjoyed it. I think some of the new game modes are interesting. They've got some cool maps. Like there's one on there's one on like a bunch of like it's like a Soviet battleship and like an American battleship in the middle of the ocean, and there's like zip lines
cool.
there's like boats you can get on, and like zip lines from one boat to the other. Like it's just kind of cool design, like to really have like I've got like my big boy sniper to try and like pick off people in the boats, or like got the other capture point, and then like your hip fire MP5 for like clearing out the hallways and the like in the ships themselves. So I think overall I had a fun time. I'm gonna guess that like probably what will end up happening is that I'll play this for a good amount once it comes out, and then just kind of gradually just kind of move back to Modern Warfare. I feel like that's probably what's gonna happen with a lot of people, because I'm not a big zombies guy.
Yeah,
I just don't like it.
I mean, every Call of Duty game is like by design meant to only last a year, if that.
Yeah.
I just, at what point do we get to there's just Call of Duty, and every year,
I'm Josh. I'm pretty sure, like, to answer your question, I think that's already happened, and I'm pretty sure it's Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it's Warzone. Warzone just exists.
But here's the thing, like, okay, I don't want to buy a second launcher. Like, I would just rather have Call of Duty multiplayer. Like, okay, let's say every year you're going to change out like what the multiplayer looks like, but then in the same launcher I want to have the option for zombies, I want to have the option for Warzone, because like I don't want to play Black Ops multiplayer and then say like, okay, now I want to play some Warzone, have to shut that game down, go into Modern Warfare, and then launch Warzone from there.
Yeah, like there was a button in the Black Ops menu for Warzone, but I'm pretty sure if you click on the Warzone button, it's just like launching Warzone. It just stops Black Ops
and then launches Modern Warfare
and launches Warzone.
Yeah.
Okay,
but I'm pretty sure like when I did it, it just closed Black Ops. It didn't do anything.
Yeah. I am glad to hear that they have that. That makes me feel a little bit better about it.
Josh, what you're asking for is for Activision to take a hit in money. Why would they not release that game that makes close to $1 billion every single year as a new title? Inconvenience be damned.
Yeah, well, yeah, he can want things that won't happen.
I can sit here and
exactly.
Oh shit! Damn, he went there.
We can all wish for I wish for things all the time that I know will never happen.
I'm not I'm not saying to not spend $60 on that content update, but I'm saying like, just to, instead of putting that $60 package into a new wrapper, just put it in the same wrapper in the Call of Duty launcher, and then I spend $60 every year to get the next available thing. Whatever. It's a stupid idea.
It's almost well, no, I think it's a good idea, because I think that's basically what Destiny's doing. Like,
well, Destiny.
I mean, because they have stuff on the shelf, which is just the expansion, and I think they kind of made the decision for their team. I mean, it's a little bit different of a situation because Bungie is a big studio, but they're not Activision.
No. Also,
and I think it's.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, they made the decision that to, you know, that it was more better for them and their team to do, you know, basically secretly put Destiny 3 into Destiny 2. I think that's a correct decision. And I think that is, I think with a lot of like service type games, that's probably going to be, it feels like that might just be the way to, the best way forward.
Eventually the numbers will cross in some sort of way where they're like, okay, now we're just going to release the Call of Duty platform. Obviously it's not right now, but I would love to see that get to that point at some time in the future.
Like I'm pretty sure Warzone is like the first step of, because I'm pretty sure Black Ops doesn't have like its own Warzone.
It's
like Warzone. I think will just redirect you back to Warzone. Like
oh my gosh,
Warfare Warzone.
I can't imagine if they broke that bear and they're like, we're just going to split that brand new player base all up and down, and there's now a Black Ops Warzone. That would be awful.
I think that's why they kind of made that call, is because like Warzone has obviously been super successful.
Yeah,
and
and it's super awesome.
There are some kind of like big vehicle game modes within Black Ops. So if you kind of want that feel, you can like ground war type stuff. You still obviously have that in Black Ops, but
also like speaking of Warzone, shameless self-plug for anybody listening on audio. If you want to see Mike and I attempt to defeat the Warzone, you should check out our video feature on YouTube, War is Heck. It's incredible. There are 2 episodes out.
Great time.
We're very good at Warzone. You know.
Usually, I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. Usually we die immediately. We both win our gulag fights because we're good at those and we cheat. Then we drop in, have a pretty good run, kill like one more squad, then we die, and then we do it again. And it's because it's fun. It's a great time. Come hang out.
It's great. Yeah. So yeah, 2 episodes already up. Episode 3 coming soon. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
There actually
is a lot of plug.
There actually is a lot of PC cheating going on in the Black Ops beta, and there's a story out by Eurogamer where players of consoles are purposely turning off crossplay because they don't want to deal with the PC cheaters.
Respect. I feel like I haven't seen anything too suspicious, but you know, just when your boy got play of the game the other day. No cheats here, folks. All skill. All in the iron sights.
No hacks. No hacks. God damn.
Hacks.
Did you say iron sights?
Don't.
Here we go again.
Let's have it, because we got to wrap up this podcast soon. We don't really have time to hit a news article.
Yeah. Well,
let's have the iron sights debate.
No, we're gonna have the iron sights.
We're
gonna have the iron sights debate in War is Heck 3. Maybe Ray can be there.
Ooh, get him a hook, get him a little taste. Give him a little taste. You gotta get him into the platform.
Yeah, so get ready.
Wait, I played Warzone.
That's what I said. Maybe War is Heck episode 3, Ray can join us. We do a little try. We have the iron sight debate, but since we're running out of time here today, we got a hard stop. I do have a little bit of Josh's Tech Minute. So can we do a quick Josh's Tech Minute real quick?
Oh, we sure can.
Time for
absolutely.
Josh's. Time for
What
Josh.
the?
Time for Josh. Time for Josh's Tech Minute. You know the best,
folks.
You know the best.
He was gonna do that.
The best part is that I have to send that to Ray so he can edit it into the audio. Otherwise, people won't know what we're talking about.
It's a bop. You'll love it. So.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. What was that?
It's Josh's Tech Minute.
It's Josh's Tech Minute.
Why did you?
Anyway, we finally found out the Ryzen 5000 series CPUs. Benchmarks have also started to leak for these new chips. Intel's in trouble, guys. That's all I'll say. They announced 4 processors, with the 5900X being the flagship there. While they did not break the 5 gigahertz barrier that a lot of folks were expecting and a lot of leaks talked about for these new processors, the 20% instructions per clock boost is incredible and going to be a huge boost for gamers. So we get these chips here within just about a month. So get ready to see the gloves really coming off in this the CPU battle, especially with the next generation Intel chips that are coming out next year.
And good luck pre-ordering one.
Yeah,
Against my army of bots, folks. You're doomed. You
Yeah,
have no choice.
yes.
No chance.
So early signs look good. We get the big Navi release launch here in 2 weeks, and then the CPUs all coming out in November. So get ready for. Oh God, go away! What is happening? I'm a professional, and I didn't click something inappropriate on my computer. That would be ridiculous. But you know what's not ridiculous?
What's that?
Going to unscriptedgaming.com. There,
That is a
you will
website.
find links to all of our social media and audio podcasts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, unscriptedgaming.com, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, everywhere. Get us in your ears. Thank you for listening to Unscripted Gaming. Hi, my daughter's saying hello. Theo, say goodbye to everybody. Say bye-bye. Say watch Unscripted Gaming on YouTube. She's not doing it. Thank you for watching
not doing
Unscripted
I'm
Gaming.
mad impressed.
My name is Josh.
My name is Mike.
My name is Ray.
Peace.
Hey, kiddo.